All right. Well, hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully, you guys can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, do me a favor and type into the chat space what city and state that you guys are chiming in from. Hold on. Let me make sure my mic is on. 1 second. Yes, we are on. Good, 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 good. Let me know what city and state that we are chiming in from. Hopefully, you guys can hear me loud and clear. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Atlanta, Georgia. We've got Tennessee here. All right, awesome. I just want to make sure because I know that I don't hear the audio over here, and I just want to make sure. Is it echoing? Hopefully, y'all don't hear echo. Let me just double check. Okay, no, I don't think so. Okay, awesome. We've got Portsmouth, Virginia, Cordova, Tennessee, Maryland. Awesome, awesome. Welcome, 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 everybody. As you guys are coming on in, so excited to have you guys here. You do not hear an echo. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into this presentation. I do want to know who's here. So do me a favor, type into the space, the chat space. Let me know if you are already an author. I want you to type 1. And if you are working or you know that you need a book, I want you to type 2. So if you're already an author, type 1. If you're working on one or you know that you need to be working on one, type 2. Okay, so go ahead and type that into the chat space as we get ready to start this presentation. All right, type 1 or type 2. And I am going to actually pull up my screen so you guys can be able to see what we are going to be looking at on together. All right, let me do so like this. I can't remember exactly if I put, hopefully if I put my image over here to the right, it's not going to block too much of the presentation. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into this presentation again. Let me know where you guys are, if you are 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2 in the chat space. And while you guys do that, as a matter of fact, let me pull it up from this side because I do want to be able to see what you guys say as we get started here. Type 1 or 2. If you are an author, type 1. If you are a future author, type 2. So today we're going to be talking to you guys about how to actually turn your book into $10,000 plus per month. So if you are a future author, great. If you are a current author, great. You guys are at the right place at the right time. Okay, yes, I see a lot of 1s and 2s. Well, the 1s and 2s. Now, what's funny is that if y'all are saying 1 and 2, that means y'all my people because you already know how we get down. You should write a book to write another book. Now, quick disclaimer, and I know this may sound a little weird, but I do not classify myself as a book publisher. Now, do I have a program where, yes, we help you to create the right book? Yes, we do. However, I specifically help speakers, coaches, and network marketers write the right books, and I help authors to profit, promote, and get their books to perform. So I don't say I'm a publisher because my goal is not just to help you to write a book. My goal is to show you how to produce a business with the book. It's a big difference, okay? And that's what we are here for. Hopefully, if you are here and you're ready to be able to turn your book or future book into a true business, then that's what I am here to assist with. Now, for those of you, this is your first time ever being here or hearing about what we do, we have three main programs. We have our Book Profits Challenge, and this is a once a month event that we actually do where the intention is to show you guys how to earn up to $5,000 in 3 days with our challenge, okay? And so we have so many people that are really getting that done, y'all. Believe it or not, the techniques that we teach, it really does work if you're willing to just follow the instruction, right? Then we also have our 3-day book camp. Now, this is for those of you that your book is not done or you're thinking about writing a book and you want to make sure that you write the right book. Guys, on average, to go to a really, really good publishing company, you're talking about spending anywhere between $10, $15, and I've even have quotes that are up to $26,000. And the unfortunate thing is that when you go to some of these publishing companies, they do not assist you with creating of the book, or if they do have creative control, they totally change it, right? So they don't know how to properly leverage your book for multiple streams. Also, they take your royalties when it comes to your book. So our 3-day boot camp, what we promise is that we help you to get your book done in 3 days or less, as long as you plug into the program or your money back, right? And so this, honestly, and not only do we help you to get it done, We also edit it, we format it, we create your cover, we help you with everything from beginning to the end. You're going to walk away with a tangible product that you also know how to leverage and have connected to multiple streams of income. And then our program that we're going to be talking about more today is called the Book Profits Club. Okay, so Book Profits Club, this is a club that is for authors. If you're already an author or you're getting your book done and you really want to be able to take your book to the next level, this is where we teach promotion, profiting, and performance. Okay, so I'm super excited about that because today you're actually going to learn some tips on really how to take your book to the next level. And then I'm going to share with you guys a huge opportunity on how you could be able to be a part of one of these programs, or really specifically Book Profits Club. Okay, so Book Profits Club. All right, now today we're going to be talking to you guys about, number one, why 80% of authors make absolutely no money. 80% of authors, this is a big statistic. And guys, I want you to understand, if you just pay attention to individuals. If they come out with their book, they may have a great launch, but pay attention. I want you to see 90 days down the line, 6 months down the line, are they still promoting their book? And this is because many authors, well, we'll get into it. Number two, how to write or rewrite the right book. Because just because you already have a book that came out does not mean, especially if you are self-published, that you can't republish it, that you can't tweak it, fix it. You know, one of my coaches, one of my good coaches my very first coaches, his name is Myron Golden. He has a book that he had come out with, and he has redone that book more than 3 times as far as the title of the book. And that is because he understood that every single time he started working or using and leveraging it, he had to make some tweaks based on what was taking place in the marketplace, right? And then number 3, the $10,000 book formula, okay? The $10,000 book formula. So if you guys are ready to get started with this training on today, I want you guys to type ready in the chat space. And let me shout out some people here: Sharon, Pamela, Professor Uli, hello, Miriam, Robert, Karen, Lucia, Decency, right? So hello. Yes, type ready in the chat space. Okay, now, one of the things I want you guys to learn how to do, and this is going to be a training, I want to teach you guys real quick how to be able to introduce yourself, okay? And one of the things we have in our Book Profits Club trainings, we teach you how to put together your unique selling proposition. And from your unique selling proposition, which actually is what allows you to stand out in your industry, we then want you to be able to create what is called your intro statement. And your intro statement is simply a very short sentence that quickly tells people who you are and who you serve, right? Well, really, who do you serve and how do you serve them, honestly? A lot of times what happens when people introduce themselves, we get hung up in titles. And the truth is that our audience doesn't really care about our titles. What they care about is, can you help me? And so I want to teach you guys how to introduce yourself on today. So the way that when somebody says, well, what do you do? The best way to introduce yourself is to get straight to who you serve and the transformation. So, for example, I help single mothers start their very own business in 90 days or less. Now, when you have something like that, matter of fact, hold on, let me fix this real quick because I want to make sure that y'all can see some of the words. I'll make my picture a little bit smaller, okay? All right, so now when I say I help single mothers start a business in less than 90 days, I could possibly be in the network marketing space. I could possibly be a finance coach. It's so many different things that I could do. But what I do is, based on who I'm talking to, I get straight into attracting what their challenge is. You could say, I help accountants learn how to, I teach accountants how to present in front of audiences. So let's just say I'm a public speaking coach, but I narrow it down to accountants because I know that maybe this audience is full of accountants, or because I was an accountant, and as an accountant, I noticed that many of us tended to be introverted, right? Now, I'm not talking about me, but I'm just saying, like, let's say I am a computer person, so I help techies learn how to make sales in front of audiences. Maybe I'm a public speaking coach. So I want you guys to learn how to introduce yourself. So everybody wanted you to give a stab at it. So type into the chat space, who you are. And what I mean by that is it's going to say, I help whoever your target audience is to whatever the transformation is. And I'm going to help you out with another thing. If you help everyone, you help no one. So we want to try to be able to be as specific as we possibly can, because the more specific you are, the more attractive you are in the marketplace. Now, while you guys are typing your intro statements, I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I am. Well, my intro statement is this: I help speakers, coaches, and network marketers write profitable books to grow their business. That's my intro statement. But my bio, baby, let me tell you a little bit about the bio if you don't mind. I am a graduate from Hampton University with a bachelor's in computer science. So shout out to all of my techies in the house. I am a former professional tripreneur, and I say former professional because, honey, I done tried everything under the sun, tried it and quit it. I would try stuff for 30 days, 60, at max 90, and I would never stick with anything. But I would call myself an entrepreneur, honey. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a hustler, I'm a grinder, but I was always trying stuff. I was never sticking and staying. And so I got tired of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really did get tired of being a professional tripreneur. And it wasn't until I ended up moving to Atlanta, Georgia, after my father unfortunately passed away from lung cancer, and I started my journey of entrepreneurship and stopped being a tripreneur, right? There's a difference, okay? And that's when I ended up doing these websites for a company, and I ended up getting into the space of network marketing, which, by the way, I never wanted to be in network marketing. I didn't know what they called it, but everybody that I knew used to call it pyramids and schemes and all type of stuff. Child, I didn't understand it, but I had talked to a young lady who didn't know what she was doing. She didn't even realize it was network marketing. And at the time, I think her check was like $21,000. And so I'm looking at her and I'm like, well, dog, if she could do it. And I'm like, because this was the first time I ever had been around someone. You know, the reason why I tried all these things, because I had seen infomercials and, you know, all that stuff you see late night. But now I'm literally around someone who says that she's actually done it. And so I said, well, if she can do 21,000, I mean, shoot, I'd be happy with 5,000 a month. So I said, let me try it out. And when I got into the industry of network marketing, I was in network marketing from 2009 to 2014. I was in 2 different companies, and in both of those companies, I did not do them at the same time. I did one for like 9-10 months, and then the other one I did from 2010 to 2014. I was one of the top income earners in the industry of network marketing in both of those companies. But then in 2014, I decided to step out of the industry of network marketing and become a full-time coach. You know, I like to say that if you are a person that sees a lot of discrepancies in things, a lot of challenges, or maybe there's things you don't necessarily like, instead of complaining about it, what you do is you create a solution for it. And there was a lot of stuff that I did not like when I was in the industry of network marketing. I loved the industry and I loved many of the people, but I also knew that there was something that I felt was missing. And so that's why I decided to become a full-time coach. I've been on many other news platforms. Thank you, Lord. God is good. I've written several books. But that, honestly, you know, all the things that I've done is great. But what's really, really important is that I want you to understand, is like you, life has been tough. Okay. Y'all, I always say this, and if you've listened to me before, you know I'm always going to say that the rain falls on the just and the unjust. And so, like you guys, you know, I went through a lot, you know, family and friends. I felt like they turned their back on me on many times. You know, my mom, when I was 11 years old, I lost her from cirrhosis of the liver, grew up with her most of my preteen life. So before I became a teen. I've had clients that tripped out on me. I mean, it's been a challenge. Lost my grandmother to cancer, built up a business only to lose everything. Heart was broken. And so why am I sharing all these different things about my life? It's because just like every single person here, we've all gone through things, but guess what? We're here today. We keep on pushing and we keep on fighting. But this is one thing I want you to understand. While I've been through all of those different things, y'all, I can literally build a business just off of one of those things. I can write a book just off of one of those things. And this is the first lesson of today, because what many authors do is they look at their entire life and they want to write about the entire thing. But the truth is, right now, somebody is going through a situation where they've just lost a loved one from lung cancer. And they're wanting to know, how do I push through this? How do I overcome this? How can I keep fighting on? And they're literally looking this up for support groups. They're looking for a coach, a life coach. They're looking for, when I was going through some of my deepest times, I went and searched for people, and they would give me things like happy pills. I think they was fake though. They was just little plastic balls. But I was looking up any kind of solution that could help me get over what I was feeling. And so literally there are people right now that are looking for a thing that you have overcome. And if you learn to get niched into that space, this is where you are able to make a significant income. Am I making sense here? Hopefully you guys are catching me. And let me shout out Brittany. I see Brittany put her intro statement. Let me see. Leisha put her intro statement. Miriam, Pamela, thank you guys for playing full out. I appreciate that. Oh, and Sharon, thank you guys for playing full out, because listen, I know after you get some coaching and you're like, this is how you want to put your intro statement, it could be a little scary because you don't want to look a little crazy, but nobody looks crazy that takes action. For me, I believe anybody that takes action is one of the most bravest persons in the world. There's so many people talking about they gonna do this and do that, child, and never do it. But for me, it's when somebody actually says, nah, I'm gonna do it. That is something to be commendable. So thank you guys. And I'm gonna ask everybody to play full out in these next 5 hours. It's like I'm playing. We're not gonna be here for 5 hours, but I do need y'all to play full out. Reason why is because right now you've got a lot of things going on. Right now you got a lot of distractions taking place. Right now there's so many things going on around you that could take your attention away, and you may miss out on some really valuable information. So I'm going to ask for everybody that is watching this, play full out. Play full out. Because when you play full out, guys, I promise you, I've always been told the person that stays excited the longest, and the only way you can stay excited is by playing full out, makes the most money. So let's get into this. All right. So I've been able to be blessed to be in a space where I've helped more than 5,200 plus speakers, coaches, and network marketers become authors. My main goal now, though, is not just helping people write books. Everybody and their mama out here teaching people how to write books, right? But what I noticed was a trend. I noticed the trend was that people were writing books, but not anything happening from them. Maybe they have a great launch. Maybe they have, a nice number of sales. Shucks, they might even go on a book tour and stuff like that. But then I was paying attention and I was noticing, well, what was happening 6 months down the line? And so that's where my mission of creating Book Profits Club actually came into life, y'all. It came into life, and now we've been able to help so many people not only create books, but truly learn how to turn their books into businesses. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you've been watching me now for a few months or a few years, when are you going to finally plug all the way in? Because I'm going to tell you this, unless you are plugged into something that is moving, then that means we can't go anywhere. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to encourage you at the end of this presentation. I am going to offer you an opportunity to work with us, but I'm going to give you a big discount. In fact, everybody type this in the chat space. Give me my discount. Give me my discount. Type that into the chat space. Give me my discount. I see some of you guys, more of you guys that are playing full out. Thank you guys for playing full out. Thank you for playing full out. Now, I believe that your story should be told, but I believe it should be told in the right way. So just like what I was saying, all of us have, if I was to say, write these bullet points of different things you've been through in your life, we probably all could write 100 plus, right? We could all write 100 plus. But the key thing that you must understand is that most people are not Googling all 100 of your bullet points. They're literally Googling and searching for one. They're searching for one of the bullet points that you have overcome. And what they want to know is, Sharon, how did you overcome that? See, what they want to know is, Brittany, hey, can you help me to get to where you are today? See, everybody may not be looking to learn how to make $10,000, but they want to know, how can I get my first 10 clients? Hello? And so we've got to understand how to position our story in a way that your ideal client is looking for you. And your book is called an appetizer. Your book is called an appetizer. Your book is not what's going to make you the 6 and 7 figures. The selling of the book. It's the leveraging of the book. Does that make sense? It's the leveraging of the book that gets you to the 6 and 7 figures. Now, this is the thing. 80% of most authors, I told you, most 80% of most authors do not make any kind of income. In fact, what they're making is no more than $10,000 per year. Actually, and it's closer to 5, child. And I don't know about you, but I cannot live off of $10,000 a year. I doggone near can't even live off of, well, let me not, Lord, thank you, Jesus, for your blessings. I ain't even gonna say it because I don't even want to disrespect God and all the blessings that he's given me. But I know I can't live off of $10,000 a year, period. Not here in the United States. No, I can't, unless I just want to live in a tent. Can I get an amen? And so we've got to understand what is keeping authors from generating the type of cash flow that they deserve. Well, these are 4 reasons. Number 1, the purpose. When I wrote my very first book back in 2012, my very first book, I wrote it while I was in network marketing, and I wrote it with a specific end in mind. My end in mind was that I was going to use this book to recruit more people into my network marketing business, and I did. So I had a purpose for this book. I didn't write the book because somebody told me I needed to write the book. I didn't write the book just so that I could say I'm an author. I didn't even care. Matter of fact, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something about me, and this is no disrespect to anybody that has prefixes and suffixes. There's no disrespect to this. Please don't take it that way. But I don't care what you call me, as long as you can't call me broke. And so I don't care about titles. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is the transformation that my value or that my teachings actually bring. And I know plenty of people who got a lot of prefixes in their name and provide absolutely no transformation. And so for me, when I wrote this book, I had a purpose for me. But this is the caveat. I also had a purpose for the reader. So I was going to use this to grow my business, but I also wanted this reader to be able to now have a different mindset when it came to business. I wanted them to learn how to be free and build multiple streams of income. So there was 2 purposes in this book. It wasn't just so that you could know my life story. It wasn't just so that I could be able to leave a legacy, which all of that is incorporated. Yes. I had a specific reason. This book was going to help me to recruit more people. What is going to be the purpose of your book? Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? You got to know, as a result of you writing this book, what is now happening for that person, Pamela? As a result of you writing this book, what is now happening for you, Sharon? Are you speaking on whose stages that you've always said you want to speak on? Are you now on the news? Have you become a controversial topic? Because there's nothing wrong with a little controversy every now and then. Number 2, audience. So the reason why I went into introducing and talking to you guys about specifically who you serve is because what many authors think, and listen, I know it is what it is. We done wrote our story, child. We know everybody want to read our story, and they don't. Guys, and I try to explain this the easiest possible way. Like the challenges that an 18-year-old has, that is from, the challenges that an 18-year-old has that is from a wealthy class where both of their parents are used to, old money wealthy, and they 18, is not the same challenges of an 18-year-old who lives in one of the most terrible, crime-ridden projects here in the United States. It's not the same challenges of an 18-year-old who lives in a third world country who has never used a shower. See, the challenges of a woman who is 40 years old, who just finds out she's pregnant with her first child, is not the same challenges of a woman who is 30 years old, who is now having her 5th child. The challenges of a male who is now the head of his household, who has also found out that he is the only parent alive, having to take care of a baby who is 2 years old, is not the same challenges of a male who had just had a baby who's 2 years old and his wife is actually there home full time to take care of the baby. See, we must understand that every different person has different circumstances and challenges in their life. And where we mess up, and this is what we make confusing, is we trying to figure out who our audience is when the truth is your audience is you. The only difference is that you are able to solve one thing. Does this make sense? So when you're trying to figure out who's your target audience, it's you. But you were able to solve one thing. When I first got started in the book space, every person that was coming on board could really relate to me. It wasn't until I started getting into the hundreds and thousands of clients and results, that I had all type of nationalities coming on board, that I had all types of ages coming on board, that I had all kind of sexes coming on board. It wasn't until I produced receipts. But when I first got started, ladies and gentlemen, I knew exactly who my audience was, because I knew it was most easiest to get someone who could see themselves in me to see the transformation. Was that an aha moment right there? Was that a good one, y'all? Number 3, marketing. Y'all, posting on Instagram and Facebook is not marketing. I know they told you that was marketing, but that's probably about 10% of marketing. Posting on Instagram and Facebook is like 10% of marketing. Think about it. As a matter of fact, I don't know how many of you guys have like an Instagram account that is a business, set up as a business account. But if your Instagram is set up as business, on your post, when you put a post, you'll usually see something that says view insights. Well, let me pull up one of my latest posts on here. Okay, so I just put up a post earlier today where I did a reel, and reels right now are where you want to go, because that's one of their newest features. So you really want to be posting more reels than anything. Well, I have a total of 43,100 followers on Instagram. On my reel, when I click on view insights, it shows that they have only showed it or shared it to 609 people. Now, ironically, somehow they've only showed it to 609, but 632 have watched it, because I had some people who actually probably shared it. So if you think that if I post this flyer enough on social media, that somebody's going to finally purchase the product, that is not the truth. Marketing means investing. You know, I saw someone the other day talking about, man, you know, I've been doing this for so long. I've been pushing and I've been grinding. And yes, they have been grinding and pushing. But I asked them, I said, they had an event coming up. I said, how many people have you personally messaged and invited them to your event? They said, not one. I said, then you ain't marketing. How many ads have you paid for to get people to know about your event? They say, not a one. I said, then that's not marketing, because you're literally promoting to the people who constantly just like your stuff. But 9 times out of 10, if they've already bought, they've already bought. And listen, if they've not bought, they never buy. So we have to know how to market ourselves. How many event hosts have you sent your flyer to and say, hey, I want you to be a part of this? While we so busy trying to get people who don't have influence to be investors into our events, we should be partnering with people and being able to put all of our funds together to invest into marketing so we can expand. This is one of our challenges that we have, y'all. We don't like to spend marketing money. We want everything to be for free. And granted, yes, there are some techniques and tactics that you can use, but this is the thing. Would you rather do it faster or slower? Would you rather get the money that you are deserved, the money that is already yours faster, or you try to wait? Because this is what I'm seeing a lot of people do. We don't properly market ourselves. And then number 4, only book sales. The biggest mistake that an author makes is they write a book to sell the book versus writing a book to sell. If you have the right book, it sells and provides additional value. John C. Maxwell, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. He's written more than 86 different books. About 95% of them are all on leadership. He's got 26 editions of the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. He has a program that's over $7,000 to $10,000 where you can become a certified John C. Maxwell coach. What else he got? He got programs 2,000 here. He's got his mastermind, high ticket. All of that came from him starting his books. By the way, before all of that, when he was in the speaking world, because, years ago, speaking world was bigger. People were paying $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for people to come and speak. And all of that started off with him having the right book. When you think about, pay attention to any pastor that is a wealthy pastor. What they got? Books. Pay attention to anybody that's a coach that everybody knows. What they got? Books. They got multiple books. If you read a Lisa Nichols book, within the first couple of lines, child, she's going to be telling you about the next products and services that she has available, because she never wrote her book Abundance Now to sell the book. She wrote it to be a leverage piece so that she could build multiple streams of income. Is anybody getting any breakthroughs here? If this is good so far, I want you to type this is good. If this is good so far, I need y'all to help y'all sister out and tell me, let me know. Is this good? This is good. If this is good, go ahead and let me know. This is good. Now, let's talk about writing the right book or rewriting the right book, right? So many of you guys, you might have already had your book come out. So what? You can relaunch it. You can retitle it. You can recover it. You can add a little bit more content to redirect your readers. Remember, niches get riches. not snitches get stitches. This is niches get riches, okay? Guys, you got to learn how to take one area, not all areas of your life, that you can help someone to overcome something. And this is the thing. What's so funny is that, like one time somebody was like, well, I want to tell people that I help to empower them and I help identify people's purpose. Y'all, I do that every day. I literally every single day teach people and motivate people, inspire people. And because I teach you how to take a certain area of your life, I'm now helping you to identify your purpose. But I don't have to say it in that way because it's not as attractive and everybody else is using it. And this is the funny thing. 9 times out of 10, either if it's somebody that is using it, it's because they're a celebrity coach and you really don't know what they teach. You just joined them because they're a celebrity. Or number 2, if you don't know them and they're using the same verbiage, they don't have any clients. Can we be real here, y'all? Can we stop sugarcoating this thing out here in these streets? It is the person that niches down and talks about a specific transformation that has the success. Think about it. Have you ever met someone and they say, I'm going to teach you how to do this in 30 days or less? And you was like, what? How you do that? You don't even know them, but you're ready to almost give them your credit card because they have specifically niched down a transformation versus saying something that's general that pretty much every single coach should do anyways. Every good coach should empower people. Every good coach should inspire people. You know what? I'm going to have to make an Instagram post about that because that's good right there. Y'all ain't got to give me no credit because I'm telling you, that's a good one right there, honey. Every good coach should do that. If you good, baby, then you should have been did that. The question is how though? How you gonna do that? How you gonna help me find my purpose? How you gonna get me motivated? How you gonna you see what I'm saying? Number 2, set goals. So when you write this book and you rewrite it or you put it out there, guys, you gotta start setting goals. You gotta know, okay, every single month I need to have this many books sold. And how do I get this many books sold? It's all about having a game plan. See, y'all, one thing about me is I love my life. You know that song? I love my life. That song's a little reggae song. Look it up. Google it. I love my life. I love my life. I love to hang out and enjoy it. Tomorrow ain't promised, y'all. We dealing with all type of craziness all over this world. And some people think it's cute to just work from sun up to sundown and don't have no life. And a lot of times when somebody is overworked and underpaid, maybe it's a blitz. And I'm going to be honest, there are some times where, yes, the grind is real because we have a good goal. We have a goal in place. But when you do learn how to strategize yourself, you're able to work less and have more production. And so you got to set goals. You got to know, okay, how many clients do I want to have? And then be able to break this thing down, okay? And these are some of the things that we actually help you with in Book Profits Club. Now, let's talk about your book itself. So a good book that's going to be easy to read. And this is what I have found based on the thousands of books we have produced. Typically, a good book is going to have 7 to 10 chapters. 7 to 10 chapters. That's it. Anything beyond 10 should be another book. I know we want to have books that are 200, and I know y'all see some of these celebrity passes with their 300-page book. Well, if you go get a Joyce Myers book, honey, her books is not going to be that big, and they're not even going to be a full 6x9. A lot of Joyce Myers books be smaller books. Pay attention. Pay attention. We live in a microwave society. Don't nobody want to read a book that's 300 pages. Most people don't even read the whole book in the first place. You want to make something that is easy to read. So you have 7 to 10 chapters, and each chapter should be broken into 4 to 6 sub-chapters. It makes it easy to read, and it creates an opportunity for you to have content that you can put out there on social media, content that you can put out there in front of your email list. It creates content. Okay? So this is the thing. And remember, you should have 2 purposes here. One should be for the reader. and one should be for you. So you always got to keep that in the back of your mind. If you're writing this book because you want more coaching clients, you need to be talking about that. If you're writing this book because you want to be able to speak on more stages, you need to be talking about when I speak to audiences. Like, you need to be subconsciously telling your reader, this is what the next phase for me is. Now, check out some of our clients. We've got Dr. Jasmine Zapata. So Dr. Jazz, she actually joined us several years ago. And the way I used to do these morning devotional lives, and she joined in on it. And then she ended up joining our online book course. And then she became a part of our collaboration project. And then she wrote her own book. Her book, Beyond Beautiful, is now translated into 2 additional languages, Korean as well as Swahili. She also has created a curriculum for young girls where she traveled all across the country and got sponsors. And this right here is something that she shared to everybody in Book Profits Club. She said, look, okay, only y'all could understand. She said, I just closed a $35,000 deal with the YMCA to bring Beyond Beautiful Girls Empowerment Academy to their summer camp. The academy is based on my 3-book series. She pitched her book to the YMCA. They saw the book. Now, this is the thing. A lot of times nonprofits can't pay for a person to come in and speak, but they can pay for learning material. There's another terminology that they call it, but they will pay for books. They will pay for curriculums. And so your book can be turned into a curriculum. Dr. Jasmine Zapata. Here is Danielle Johnson. Now, she was a part of a collaboration project that we did. And so we do these collaboration projects. Many of you guys have seen opportunities. And with the collaboration book, and this is why I like to pride ourselves on what we do with our books, because we customize the covers so that it does look as though it is that person's book. Because think about it like this. Does it matter that you contributed 1 chapter or all chapters? No, as long as the content is of value. Yes, yes? So she shares with the book. This is her book. She says, I have to reorder books and have not even received my first order. So as soon as the books, she put the books that they're on the way, she sold out and had to reorder more, right? She says, I've had multiple invitations for radio interviews, 2 panel invitations to speak about mental health and the book. I've also been nominated as Inspiring Woman. Not sure if they'll choose me, but the recommendation warms my heart. 2 of my mental health professionals are also sponsoring book signings for me, and this is all in the first week. When you got the right book, y'all, when you have the right book, people will come from everywhere and want you to come and teach on the transformation. Here's Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills has not only been in 1, but 2 collaborative projects. She's been in 2 3-day book camps. And she now is a part of, this was, Click to Cash was her very first, she had the first edition that was for her. It was from cover to cover. She created the content from a book camp that she enrolled in. And then the second edition, which is now we're working on now, is a collaboration book. So she came on board to become a collaborator with us. And this was one of her very first testimonials. But if anybody knows Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills' story, she shares how, just a few years ago, unfortunately, she had to leave from Greensboro because she had to move out of her apartment and, figure out a place to stay, her and her mom. And now she's been able to leverage her book, create a coaching course where she is helping Christian women start online businesses. Y'all, she is now generating over 6 figures a year. She is now on her journey to her 7-figure status, and she is doing it all and leveraging her books. Y'all, when you have the right book, it becomes a tool that you're able to use to produce multiple streams of income. Now, here's 8 things that your book should do and or be. Number 1, it should make you multiple streams of income. It should redirect readers to your website. It should open doors for you as a speaker. It should be a value, not a length. Length does not determine value. Value does. It should be straight to the point. We don't need a lot of fluff. Give people the steps. They want the information. It should leave a legacy for your family. Think and Grow Rich was written back during the Great Depression. It's still one of the top sold books today. That is called legacy. When you think of the Napoleon Hill Foundation, everybody knows who that is if you are in the personal self-development space. It should have a cover that sells. This is another very important one. I'm in this Facebook group, and this is no disrespect, but it's a great group and it's a lot of engagement. But I see a lot of people, they post their covers, and while they spend some great money on having, nice designs, their titles are not selling. Like, having a book that's one word with no subtitle and nobody understands what it's about is not going to sell. The only people that are going to buy the book are going to be the people that know you. And I don't know about you, but I didn't buy the book so that everybody that know me already going to buy it. I bought it to impact and change lives. So I have to make sure that I have a title that will sell. I don't become emotionally connected to a title of a book. I only become emotionally connected to the results that it brings. And so you got to have a cover that sells. And it should increase your bottom line to your primary business. I had a young lady that wrote a book about a family heirloom, and I don't do like fictional story books, but she was in one of our very first VIP, we used to call them VIP days for our 3-day book camps. She was one of our very first VIP days, and I said, okay, let's go ahead and do it. And then I realized that no, fictional stories is not for me. But she did write her book through the program. And we were trying to figure out, well, what could be another stream of income? Well, in the book, she talks about this beautiful ring that was a family heirloom piece. And so I said, well, why don't you start selling high-end costume jewelry? And so now when she was at vending events, because this is the thing, if you're at an event and you're vending and you got your books there, a lot of times people don't want to come up to you because they're going to feel like you're going to try to oversell them for this book. And they're going to be a little nervous because, they got to sit there and look and read to see if they want it. A lot of times people don't want to. This is why I don't like to vend at events unless I get a chance to speak. And so instead of her having just her books at the table, she was able to have these beautiful jewelry pieces where instead of having a ton of books, she just had all her jewelry out. So people came to look at the jewelry, and in the mist, they see the book. Now she could turn the book into a play. She turned a play into a movie. But getting people to the table, she used the heirloom, the jewelry pieces. Does that make sense? Now she's created multiple streams of income from leveraging this right book. Grace Jasmine, she followed our pre-sale technique, y'all, and now granted, she's got a decent following on Facebook, but she was able to pre-sell 750 copies of her book. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I know God is no respecter of one, and if he can have her to pre-sell 750 copies, I know every single one of us can at least believe that we can sell 25 to 50 copies of our book with the right strategy every single month. Yes, yes? Can we believe that? Can we believe that plugged into the right system? Now, this is the thing. The reason why many of us are not doing it, because we're not plugged into a system that's helping us to do it. We're not plugged into a system that's motivating us. Can we all touch and agree? If you was to go on social media today and look at the news that's taking place, it's extremely depressive and it's very easy to fall. I mean, I had to pull myself up out of it today. But I knew that as long as I stay plugged into something moving, there's no way that I can slow down. I'm just saying. All right, so let's talk about the $10,000 month book. So to have a $10,000 month book, you need to be able to turn your book into what I like to call 4 different products, okay? Or really kind of create a success funnel, all right? So I shared a video about this earlier too. So what I do is my number one goal as an entrepreneur is not selling books. My number one goal as an entrepreneur is not even just selling 3-day book camps or book profit club members. Is first, number one, is to build my database. And my database is something I'm looking to build every single day. That means getting new leads every single day. How do I get new leads every single day? I offer something of value in exchange of someone's contact information. Now, listen, let's just be real. People respect their money more than they do their time. People respect their money more than they do their time. People respect their money more than they do their contact information. People ain't giving up their money to someone they don't know. They might give you a little bit, but they definitely ain't give you a lot. They don't know you. And so you got to find out a way to take someone from what is called the cold market to the warm market to the hot market. Cold means they don't know you. Warm means they've probably looked at a video or two. Hot means, oh, they know exactly who you are and what you do and how you serve and who you serve. Yes, yes. And so we've got to be able to create what is called a success funnel. So we first start off with the free giveaway. Now, whenever somebody wants to even know how can they buy my book, they first must get the free giveaway. Who's going to object to that? When somebody is like, when they have me on a panel, how can we get in touch with you? I am not the girl that's up there on the panel talking about, well, call me here. You can email me there, or you can go to my website here. I only give one offer. Now, it just depends on what the situation is. Sometimes I might tweak it in a different way, but guess what? Every single time, no matter how I tweak it, it is to get your information, because I know that that's the first phase from me taking you to cold to warm. So I have a free giveaway and I just select one. Then you have your intro, which is your book. Now, if you do it right, when somebody gets your free giveaway, you upsell them to get your intro. This is why every day I sell books. Every day I'm selling books, because when you go to get my free giveaway, on the next page, it's going to say, by the way, would you like to get a copy of my book? So now I upsell them. I don't have to go on social media every day and tell people to buy my book. All I got to do is go on social media and provide value and say, if you want more information, go to 10kbook.com, and they go get the free giveaway. And on the next page, it says, here's a copy of my book to order a copy. Does that make sense? Are y'all with me still? Also, y'all are with me. Then you got your middle price item. So your core item is going to be something that is going to be middle priced, because let's just be real. Some people may not be ready to spend $5,000 with you. But they like, well, shoot, if they doing this and they doing that, what else can I maybe invest in that's not going to be as of a hit to my pocketbook, but I can get a little bit more value. And I want you to understand something. People only respect that of what they paid for. Now, sometimes some people say, well, nah, some people, I got something for free and I appreciated it. Well, you paid for it in some kind of way. I want you to think about that. You paid for it in some kind of way. And I'm not going to get into breaking it down for you to understand what I mean, but maybe you went through something and you were literally at your wit's end. Well, that was maybe the payment that you had, and God blessed you with an opportunity. And you didn't take it lightly. But what I have come to learn in this space of coaching is that if they don't pay for it and you give it to them, they ain't going to do it. So you must understand the principle here, and why you should never feel bad about charging something that was created and made by man. Money, listen, y'all, you do not see in the Bible them talking about dollar bills, $100 bills. Yes, he talks about currency and value for value and things like that, but dollars and the value of a dollar was created by people. Credit cards, people. Crypto, people. Do you understand what I'm saying? So something that was not created by him, we put more value than something that was, which is the time that he's got us here. How much longer you gonna keep on pretending like, okay, let me watch my mouth. I'm gonna keep moving. All right, core item. So your middle priced item is gonna be something where maybe like a strategy session. For me, I used to do 1 hour strategy sessions. Then when my income goal increased and I broke it down to how much per hour would that mean that I should be charging based on the income goal, based on the people that I've helped, the receipts, it was $1,000 an hour. And out of integrity, I just didn't feel good doing a 1 hour strategy session, which if somebody's like, no, please, I need it, I'll give it to them. But I'd rather you come to a 1-day event or, enroll into Book Profits Club and get way more value than just only having 1 hour with me. Okay. And then you have your premium item, which is a higher ticket product, which might be like, your 6-week event or your online course or some bigger transformation. Maybe you could put a combination of products and services. Now, what I have found is that 20% of the people who actually buy your book end up investing into your premium item. So let's just pretend, because I always recommend, and I teach people based off of what I did. Some coaches want you to start off with your package price being $5,000 and stuff. You need to sell that for $5,000. But let's just be real. All of us, reason why we're not selling for $5,000 is because listen, like that's a stretch. I don't know if I can sell that, right? You got to build up your confidence. So I always say start off at a price point that you feel comfortable with. First 5 people, you start there so that you're able to understand what are some of the questions that they're going to have. What is some of the stuff that you need to improve on, things of that nature. So let's just say you started at $497, first 5, then you go up to $1,000. Okay. So now at the point you're at 1,000, if 20% of the people who bought your book, that means that you only have to focus on getting 50 people per month that either buy your book or that are qualified to have your book every single month. So every month, you might not always sell 50 books, but maybe you speak at a conference where 20 people paid, $300 to be there. Well, listen, if somebody paid $300 to be at a conference and it's 20 people, am I going to be tripping off of a 20? No, I'm giving all them people a book because they've already showed me that they invest in themselves. And I need them to walk out of there. Now, guess what? They still going to have to give me something in exchange. They may not give me $20, but they're going to have to give me their information. They're going to have to give me a discovery session scheduled. They're going to have to give me something of value if they're going to get a copy of this book. Yes, yes? And so this is how you build out your funnel. And this is the thing. This is how you create freedom too. You have 4 items. You never have anything beyond these 4. Build your business to 6 figures and then do some other stuff. But every single one of us here, you can literally build a 6 to 7 figure business with 4 main items. You don't have to try to promote all these other products, all these other services, all these other things. And this is the deal. Can we get humble real quick? See, some of us say, but Taria, it's not bringing enough money in. Then let's humble ourselves here. Because this is the thing. When you are building a brand and you say, well, so that I can be able to fund this, let me go do another business. Well, the challenge with doing another business is that you also have to brand that. You have to market that. You have to share people with the trend. Now you're building 2 brands and you're confusing the marketplace. I go to your page, one day you're talking about weight loss, and then the next day you're talking about crypto. I don't know what you do. And so what I am going to stress to us, sometimes we have to humble ourselves and get maybe a part-time or full-time investment firm, aka a job, so that then on the other time we're available, we can build up our business and build up our brand. Because this is the only way to do it. You got to be known for a thing. And when you build it up, this is the thing. Mark Zuckerberg could take Facebook and turn it into Meta, because by the time he turned it into Meta, he was already one of the richest men in the world. And by the way, on top of him being one of the richest men, yes, he has additional streams of income, but they're all passive. And nobody knows him for that. Everybody knows Mark Zuckerberg for what? Facebook. Everybody knows Steve Jobs for what? Apple. Everybody knows a person that has been known in history. They go down in history for the thing, not things. Does that make sense, y'all? Right? So we got to build up our success model. Now, if you want to know how to execute this, that's why plugging in to what we do with Book Profits Club is ever so important. Now, we do have a one-day event, and everybody that is a part of Book Profits Club, you actually get to get access to our one-day event every single month at no charge, okay? In the one day, we break it down how to make $1,000 to $5,000 in 3 days or less. Your 90-day game plan to $10,000, we literally break it down, like create a schedule and everything, and the key elements that every book must have so that you can succeed, okay? Now, Book Profits Club, let me just tell you guys some of the stuff that you're going to get with Book Profits Club. Actually, this is a part of... I am so sorry for coughing in your ear. This is going to be a part of the bonuses that you get when you register for the BPC program, Book Profits Club. So we have 2 different programs, right, with Book Profits Club. Number 1 is we have our Book Profits Club membership. And this is where you get to be a part of a private chat community. We have bi-monthly bonus trainings that are available. Like this month, we had a PR training with a publicist who talked about some different key elements. And then last Monday, we had a tech day training where this Monday that just passed, we talked about technology and the technology that I use from like literally all my hardware to software and things of that nature. So we have that bi-monthly. We also have Monday night live sessions that we do every single Monday night where you're able to come in, share your wins, talk about what's coming up so that I can give you some tips. Like, for example, we had a young lady that was like, listen, I'm going to get a chance to go and speak to, school. She was telling us how she spoke in front of some kids and how she had the school made sure that every single one of the kids could have her book. Well, I told her a technique to make sure, because the client was the kids, the client is the kid, but the customer, that means who pays, is their parent. And so I gave her a technique in our meeting that would show her how to be able to get the children to make sure that they got home and that their parents could see what she was offering, because she offers a STEM program. And these are the things that we learn every single month or every single week when we join our live trainings, right? And you get to be an affiliate. But we also have Book Profits Club Elite. Now, Book Profits Club Elite is a very, very special program, okay? This is like literally, when you think about it, is you see the investment. And the way I like to think about anything, guys, is I don't think about how much does something cost. I think about what is the solution. So on average, you're going to make about $15 if you're not selling your book on Amazon and you're selling it directly from your website. That means you ship them off, right? Or you have a drop shipper. You typically will make about $15, right? So in order to be able to cover the cost of Book Profits Club Elite, you're talking about being able to sell 20 books a month. I'm talking about just the profit, 20 books a month. That will be able to cover your cost for Book Profits Club Elite. When you join Book Profits Club Elite, you also get to take advantage of some really, really cool bonuses. Like, for example, one Saturday, we had a social media boot camp where we were together for 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours. I think it was like 6. And we literally went over some techniques of how to be able to message people on social media. And so if you're a part of Elite, you didn't have to pay anything to be a part of it. Now, Book Profits Club members, they could join, but they had to pay an investment. Okay? Now, you also get everything that you get in Book Profits Club, but you're going to get a list of 1,000 top podcasts that you can actually pitch yourself to. We also, guess what we do? So everybody said their city and their state at the beginning, right? We got all these different cities and states that are here: Atlanta, Georgia, Tennessee, Portsmouth, Cordova. Well, guess what? We actually have a team dedicated to looking up events taking place in your market. So you go to the spreadsheet, you're able to see the name of the event, the link, the phone number if they provided one, the email, what dates are the event, all types of stuff so that you can actually pitch yourself. And so I was able to do that as well because I use the services too. And so I reached out to about 20 something different events and I had about 8 of them reply back. One of the events actually replied back and asked, what is her speaker's fee? Now, these are all events that are here in Atlanta. And so instead of me talking about speaker's fee, I'm going to work out some things with them so that it's, because I make more money in the back of the room, right? More than likely, you would not be able to pay me what it would cost for me to come and speak at an event versus what you could use that for to invest in to get more people there. And so I'd rather just have more people there. Does that make sense? So you have your free, you got the quarterly events. We also have, like I said, the live events. We also have a list of top media lists that you're going to be able to pitch yourself to in your city and state. We have a quarterly mastermind training that is for BPC Elite members only. The challenges like we do. And I have trainings on how to start your own t-shirt line. I have a training on how to start your own journals with over 1,200 designs on t-shirts and templates for your journal pages. And this is another thing that's incredible about Book Profits Club. We continue to keep on adding to the program. And so, guys, this is the thing. You can register, as you can see, 7 days risk-free. That means for the first 7 days, if you decide you don't like it, you just simply send an email to our support team. We will refund you your money. But we've never had one person to tell us they didn't enjoy the program. Now, let me tell you how it works. The only way that this program can work for you is that you have to be willing to plug in. The only way that you would be able to make this work is you got to stay plugged in. Even on the days where you don't feel like it. Because it ain't going to always be peaches and creams or roses and berries or whatever the saying is, right? We got to stay plugged in. So this is what I want to do because I want you guys to be able to experience this amazingness. And this is the thing. You really want to feel the elite membership. Now, should you want to get started with Book Profits Club, you can get started. It's $47 a month. How many books is that per month to sell? I mean, what are we talking about here? Let's calculate it. 47 divided by 15 is only 3 books a month. So just for the regular membership, we're talking about, can you sell 3 books a month? Yes, you can. However, for Elite, to get 20 books a month to plug into a program that's over and above. And I don't share like all the details. Like we talk about public speaking, we talk about webinars, we talk about events, we talk about so much because it's so much more than just a book. So can we feel that, okay, 20 books a month, I can do that and allocate that for my membership so that I don't miss out on this information. This is what I'm going to do. For your first month, it's not going to be $297. For your first month, it's going to be 70% off. And that is, for month one, it's like $89, $89.10. So for 70% off, you'll be able to experience the entire Elite. Now, because it is a discount, you'll be able to see some of the events that are taking place. Once you become a full enrolled member, then we will start looking for your city and state. But keep in mind, just because, for example, you might be in Tennessee, but a lot of the events are virtual, or you can go to those events. You can pitch yourself, you can prepare. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm starting to look into other cities as well because I don't really want to be known just in Atlanta. In fact, you're less respected in your hometown than you are anywhere else, right? And so these people that are doing events in other states that are near you, they're always looking for new, fresh faces. And so you pitching yourself opens up opportunity for you. So you can also have your local, but you can also find events that are nearby. Okay? So how do you get the 70%? Well, because we have Book Profits Club members who also have invited individuals here. Remember, it's an affiliate program. So now we're talking about the opportunity for you to also earn an income because they were the ones who invited you or shared this information. You got to give it back with them because they have the discount code. Okay? Now, if I was the Book Profits Club member that invited you, then you want to email me from the email that you received. But whoever invited you to this, get back with them immediately because we're only offering this to a certain amount of people. And once that number expires, it expires. You will get 70% off your first month. And should you decide, you know what, Taria, I'm not sure if this is for me, no problem. All you have to do is let our billing know and we will make sure. Now, she's going to encourage you to stick in or at least stay in BPC because one thing I've come to learn is when people unplug, and I see it all the time. I'm on their social media like, man, if they just plugged in where their life would be. We have individuals who are talking about doing months, going from months where they were barely making $1,000 a month, now having 6-figure months because of being plugged in. And so all it takes is, even when it doesn't feel good, plugging in, showing up, doing the work, and having that life transform. So what you're going to do, guys, is get back with who invited you so they can give you the special link to get started, as well as the discount code. But you want to do it ASAP, like do it right now. You're going to be able to get access. You'll be invited to the chat group. You'll be invited to the Monday night meetings and everything. You'll be fully plugged in. We're going to welcome you with open arms, and you now get to plug into a system that is proven. Y'all, my name is Taria Vision Avant. It has been a privilege and a pleasure. I hope you guys have enjoyed this presentation. I hope you learned some things. And I hope once you come on board, you also invite some people to learn more about Book Profits Club as well, because as long as you're a member, you also get to invite people too. All right, y'all. Well, good night. God bless you. And I'll see you guys in BPC. This is